And our topic today is choosing happiness.
Loaded. That's loaded.
It is a loaded topic, isn't it?
It's
I was
very
like, let me, face you so we can talk about it.
That's loaded. That's loaded. I mean, first of all, what is happiness? I mean, as an individual, as a person, what is happiness?
I always say it's that feeling of joy and excitement. And the best way to describe it is how most of us feel when we're at a birthday party, where you're just happy, right? And so sometimes I shift the language in terms of choosing joy, choosing contentment, because you might not be able to have that level of excitement that happiness requires, but you can still have the joy from within or the contentment or peace from within.
I think with me, I look at happiness as I want that. Do you know how when you're getting, I put it this way, when you, the bubbles you got in your belly when you first met Carl,
Yes.
all the time.
Oh,
That's
a good
happiness to
way
me.
to describe it.
That's that moment of you can't recreate that moment. It has to be natural. And that's what I feel like. If you can have that moment all the time, even when you're not in your joyous moments or something, you still have that fire burning in you that's going to catapult you back to that happiness level again.
So how do you choose that?
Ooh. You know, the problem is the distractions of life. How can you separate yourself from the haves and the have-nots of life?
Yes.
It's most of the time the have-nots that do not allow you to be happy. But they are also the biggest, the biggest roadblocks.
Yes.
They're also the biggest roadblocks because those things come with people, relationships. It comes with decisions you have to make.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. How do you compartmentalize the have-nots?
So what I'm hearing is that how you choose happiness is to be able to choose it even in lack.
There you go.
That there's something to still find pleasure or joy or happiness in, even if we don't have all the things that we think that we want.
Facts. And I think my main thing is I try to always tell people that every day is a beautiful day, no matter how I'm feeling or what I see. Because you have to, it gets hard.
Oh yeah.
And you have to keep reaffirming to yourself that it is good.
Yes.
It is good. Because if you don't at least think that it's good, I'm telling you, the next confrontation, whether it be positive or negative, is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. And that's not a happy person.
Yes. And I think that you make an excellent point about perception, and that we get to choose how we perceive things.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that bad things never happen or that there aren't moments in time that we don't feel some type of way. However, we can still choose to focus on the good over the bad.
Yes.
Where it's like, you know, like it's raining today, but we need rain for the grass and it's going to be sunny tomorrow. And so, but if you just focus on the rain and how much you don't like the rain or how much the rain inconvenienced your day, then that has bled over into your overall attitude about the day.
It's funny you used to use rain because rain's a good example for myself. I used to would have a task plan that required me to leave the house. And I used to get upset when it be raining. I'd be like, man, I can't get it done today. But over time, I'm learning, you think about what you put off to do what you think is most important. So the rain now gives me the opportunity to say, I actually can get something else done.
Yes.
That is just as, if not more important.
Yes.
Even if it's something as simple as having a conversation with my children.
Yes.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And people don't look at those things. But if you can start looking at the other side.
Yeah.
It's always a side that's not getting the sun that needs to be flipped over.
Yes, there is. And so I talk about this a lot in my personal life, specifically with some friends and family in terms of complaining.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Where instead of complaining, and if someone says, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? That you can say, oh, things are going well, and this is what's going well, and this is what's going well. And, I might have hit a speed bump here, but it turned out this way because things ultimately, overall, when we look at our lives, are going well.
Yeah. For the most,
Yeah,
at the
for the
end of
most
the
part.
day, Lindsay, we're here.
Yes. And being here gives you an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
Yes.
We're here, and more people need to realize that.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. We're healthy. We're able to.
Yes.
We're able to. There are people that are not able to.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people that are not able to, not complaining about it.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know,
and that's,
look at those people.
Because they still say, yeah, this thing is happening, but
Mm-hmm.
these are all the other great things that are working in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And not to the point of it being toxic, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of discussion about toxic positivity,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of want to give a disclaimer for this pod specifically that we're not saying be toxically positive.
There you go.
And so we're not saying you don't have to acknowledge how you feel or what you're experiencing or when, not so great things happen. However, we don't stay there. We don't get stuck in it. We don't get stuck in that mud. It's that we acknowledge it and then we continue to proceed forward.
I think that's why I like to use the bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing about when you get the bubbles, you're careful.
Yes.
You're very precise in every move that you make, and you're actually thinking about the other person's way of receiving and the way of reacting.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I put it all into a bubble, because it protects you from being the toxic person, but it also gives you the opportunity to be the magnet for positivity.
Yes.
And ultimately, that's what you want from your daily happiness, is you want to help people to feel better.
Yes.
Because some people will look at you and go, thank you. You're like, why'd you say thank you? Because every time I see you, you're smiling.
Yes.
I just needed that today, because you don't know what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, you know what, I'm not even going to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And they say, y'all are having a positive conversation in the midst of this person's storm. That's what I love about just being.
Well, and so what I hear is that be a light.
Yes, all the time.
It's okay to be a light.
As my wife always says, she says, love and light.
Yes, love and light.
Love and light. Love and
yes,
light.
I'm like, choose love, choose light, choose happiness.
Choose it all the time. And, stop allowing the things that you have no control over. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even talking about things that are in the palm of your hand. I'm talking about things that you might see on TV or a show that you watched and you got upset about it. And you done forgot about what you got going on. Mm-hmm. Because it's another individual that's feeling the same way about the same crap that you were looking at. That's not entertainment.
No.
Entertain people by saying that is not reality.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Congratulations. What? Didn't your baby just go to the first grade? How did you remember that?
Yeah.
Forgot about it all.
Exactly, because we listen, right?
And what I'm telling people is happiness comes with paying attention.
Yes, it does. It comes with presence.
There you go. You got to bleed into people. You got to bleed into people, and we got to make it contagious.
Yeah.
I do believe the more happy people we create, the better we will make a foundational platform for the world.
Yes.
For our youth that are walking around here angry. I watch youth's face. They're angry. Why are they angry? Nobody's asking them why they're angry.
Yeah.
And I need to know, because it's scary to me, because I got a 13 to 14
Well, I was like...
it's scary to me.
We'll get there, because I have plenty of explanation for that. But a lot of it has to do with the adults. There's a lot of people that are angry because there's so many polarizing ideals and discussions that are going on right now. And part of my light, I always say, is live and let live. Mm-hmm. So I approach people without judgment.
Yes.
In love with an embrace, right? And so it's difficult to be angry about something like that. So if somebody does something that I disagree with, if it doesn't impact me, which most things don't, when people do things that we disagree with them, then I don't say anything about it.
Good deal. That's good
to
advice.
them or otherwise.
That's good advice.
And people would be a lot more happy if they really just paid attention to what minds the business that minds them.
There you boy. You said something. You said something. You said something.
And that is a way to choose happiness.
Yes.
Is to mind the business that minds you.
So I'm taking it. You're saying stop just wanting to take on other people's transgressions.
Yes.
I mean, especially when they're not asking you to do it. They're not. Then you got your times when you got to talk to somebody.
Yes.
But keep it just at that. Don't take it with you.
No.
Don't take it with you. Now, we've all been victims, though.
Yes.
We've all been victims. Because it's fun to be, and it's cool to be wanted no matter what that want looks like.
Yes.
but we shouldn't want to be in all scenarios.
No, not at all, because it's exhausting.
It is. So choose happiness. Choose happiness.
Yes.
First for yourself. Choose happiness for yourself.
And then spread it to everyone else.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, it's like Bermuda grass. It'll never stop. It'll just keep on running.
Mm-hmm.
And people, it's not difficult. If you think about, like, I think about reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, first episode, everybody comes in, meeting at the house.
Yes.
And everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 episodes in, it's straight dissension in the house.
Just about to lock it up.
I mean, I'm like, what's going on? What happened between 2 days ago?
So, confession, I'm a Bravo addict.
Okay, talk to me. Give me some insight.
And I'm not in recovery, and I don't want to recover from it. And,
give me some insight.
And it's, my husband and I we're catching up on reality television last night. And what you're saying is so right, because there's a show that they just started the season. And even last episode, they were like, we're going to take this positive energy back to our city because they just went on a trip. And by the end of the episode, I mean, 2 people were about to lock up.
See?
and so, but I also know that when it comes to entertainment, joy doesn't sell.
There you go.
And that's important to remember when we're, again, consumption, right?
Well, let me ask you a question. I hate to cut you off, but I got to ask this question. Why are we accepting that joy doesn't sell?
It's a function of our neurology. It's called negativity bias, and it comes from the back of our brain, those survival instincts. So we are hardwired to pay attention to bad things because millions of years ago, when we were living in caves and the woods and stuff, we had to know, like, that berry right there poisoned somebody and they died. So we had to pay closer attention. Like, you know, the weather during the season or the water in this river is dangerous. So we had to pay closer attention. So, I mean, it is part of our neurological hardwiring. There are some very smart people who understand that and know that, who work in entertainment. And that's usually the people that make all the money in the psychology field. They're called industrial organizational psychologists, and they consult everyone about everything. And so that is part of the reason why is that it's just part of our
so misery truly deserves and loves company.
Yes.
That sucks.
And it's required for survival.
That sucks.
Yeah, because think about something. I always think about this. I had a really bad car accident. It was over 10 years ago. And I hydroplaned. Any car accident I've ever been in, it's been just with myself, thank goodness. And so anytime that it rained for a very long time when I was on the road, I drove much more cautiously. And again, that was a product of that negativity bias. So sometimes our own functioning gets weaponized against us and we get sucked into what they're selling us via the screens.
I mean, since we're going here, you know, I feel like society has been trained to extract the happiness and only show the negativity.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what irritates me more than anything. Because you continue to show the world that I can put 10 people together and it's guaranteed to be a fight. Every time. No matter what we're doing, we're going to fight every time. That is not reality. If that's the case, none of us would have a household.
No, or friends.
No friends or anything.
We wouldn't go on group trips. And it's so funny because sometimes I do watch reality TV and I think to myself, I'm like, it's almost comical how unreal reality television is. Because I've gone on lots of trips with, actually, that's how Randy and I met.
Yes.
We were on a group vacation. And there was like, what, 6 to 8 of us?
Oh, it was a lot. It was, at least 4 to 5 couples. So.
Yes. And we had...
And kids.
And children. Yes, and children. My child does not exist yet. But yeah,
no problems.
0 problems. Everyone had a great time.
That's reality. That's reality TV.
That is reality.
That's reality TV.
So,
you know, I do believe that we're going to have another conversation as it relates to happiness.
Yes.
Because what me and Lindsay do, we make sure that at our best of our abilities, we want some level of happiness when someone leaves our sessions. And I enjoyed the conversation today.
Me too.
I always enjoy conversations with you, whether on air or off air. I'm looking forward to the next one. But you got anything special for the people before we get out of here?
Choose happiness. That's, be grounded in your power. No one controls how you feel but you. And so even if something, again, not so great happens, you still have something really great in your life, and we can choose to give focus and energy to that.
Yeah, I tell you one simple thing. You can spark. That starts the flame.
It's just the way we are. You know we're all we got. You know we're